It's kinda ironic since they call it the space travel. We assume it is meant to be taken outside. Even with other TWS, extreme activities might be a no-go. With the space travel, I think it has been brought to the next level. I'm not even sure if I'm comfortable taking this outside. The lack of case lid and the shiny plastic they use for the case, and even the thin feeling of the buds themselves does not inspire confidence for me to roll them outside. Well, that's an opening. Let's get into the video, shall we? I've talked about the case and my concern with it. I think that's my only rant with the Moondrop space travel. I have not done a lot of TWS since I see them as wasteful and will probably not last as long as their wire counterparts. Oh, this review is written with the reference profile selected in the Moondrop Link app. Speaking about the app, I can seem to download the 2.0 version from the Moondrop website as per day of unboxing. I think Moondrop should work on that. The app allows you to map the touch function and choose between 3 sounds profile. I think this is great. At this price, you used to only get a pair that just works. Moving on to the sound, my first impression of the sound is rather small and tiny, until I move my device to my Xiaomi Mi 90, which is what I use for most of my reviews. It sounds a lot quieter on my daily driver, the Samsung Galaxy A53 5G. But I digress. The space travel brought me Chu and the Chu 2 vibes, maybe a little bit of the Lan. In Dua Lipa's Dance the Night, there's a guitar strumming in the earlier part of the song. It is not noticeable with the space travel. Sadly, that's kinda one of my favorite part of the song. The sound is not as enjoyable as the Reds, I think. But I think it is good enough. Maybe slightly better than the Chu and the Chu 2. The highs are definitely not as sharp as the Moondrop Chu. Oh, if you were wondering while writing the script for this review, I haven't seen the graph for the space travel. I do like the highs better on this than the Chu. It makes sense since the price of this is a little bit higher than the Chu. It is enough to make sounds like female vocals and instruments in that region noticeable. The mids are okay. I think the mids does not give a good enough separation between instruments, but it is reasonable for the price range. The bass are definitely there, I can feel it. Is it as much as the Zero Reds? Probably not. But I think it is better than Choose. While I mentioned the guitar strumming in the Dance the Night is not noticeable, the guitar picking in the first take Kizuna no Kiseki is more pronounced on the space travel than the Reds. Moving on to the graphs comparison, as I assume earlier, the sound signature and the tuning is slightly closer to the Moondrop Lan, not the Moondrop Chu or the Chu 2, especially in the bass and treble area. The mids on the space travel is slightly elevated, but overall it is pretty similar to the Lan. My first reason to get the space travel is not actually the sound, as I did demo them in an audio store once and I quite like the sound of them. The first reason why I get the space travel is actually the active noise cancellation. I did spend a brief second with my friend's Sony WH-XM2. I think it is the second one, but I'm not sure. I did not spend a lot of time with it, but I really wanted a pair of ANC headphones or IEMs ever since. While the ANC might not be comparable to the Sony's, and I don't have enough experience to compare the two, I think the ANC is pretty good with the space travel. I played a really loud ambient sound, simulating a crowded place. The space travel, while does not cut all the noise, it is good enough in my opinion. Since when I took them off, I did not realize how loud I played the ambient sound. Train horns are still noticeable and some chatter can still be heard. But I think that's just how ANC works. Overall, I think the ANC is pretty good at drowning the crowds, but spikes and some noise in the background noise will still go through. Battery is not really good. I played around with the ANC for a bit when I got them, and they were at 100% when I connect them. After a while, maybe 30 minutes or so, they are reading at 60%. So yeah, I think that's another downfall. It also does not rate the case's battery, so you don't really know how much battery do you have left. Also, while you can pretty much fit any ear tips on them, it will not clear the case. While we're at it, let's throw in a little mic test. This sound is recorded with my Samsung Galaxy A53 5G mics, while this one is recorded with the Space Travel. I think that's it. That's all for my video. If you want to know more about the space travel, do leave a comment down below. If you like my content and want to keep up with it, do consider subscribing. Oh, one more thing. I don't think I will be keeping the space travel after this, so updates might not be a thing with this one. See you when I see you, I guess. Thank you all for watching.